All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time, whether Waffle House is involved or not. And as I got it under here, it says Psycho's Platters, always psycho for you. That's right. That's right. It's always going to be guaranteed that I'll always be psycho for you. Yeah, please, no orders of protection or restraining orders, please. I'm just teasing, I think. Anywho, so let's see here. Just found out that my Chicago Bears got the shit beat out of them again. I'm like, so help me. You stupid Vikings. I don't think we're going to have a good year. Hey, Tyler, how you doing? Hi. Hello, Monsieur. Record Crate. Hello there. You know what? Happy Sunday to you, too. I'm going to be honest with you, though, to the 5 people here currently, that I don't know, guys. I don't know. I've been sad, crabby, depressed, combination. And okay, you know what? Fall's always done this to me. What the hell am I talking about? I'm like this all year round. But, I mean, winter, it gets worse, to be honest. But fall, you know what I'm saying? Changing of the scenery. No more hot, grueling summers. That'll be nice, right? It was a brutal summer here in Northwest Arkansas. I'm not going to lie to you. Lots of 100-degree days. And, being 55, double nickel here, it kind of gets hard to stay outside for nice, excellent, kick-ass concerts. I'm telling you, I missed a few this year. I really didn't want to miss. I know that a friend of mine, Donna Jo Cat Lady, she is talking about, I don't know if she's still going to do it, but this coming, I think it's Thursday, Megadeth, of course. If I remember correctly, Megadeth, Five Finger Death Punch, and the Who, the HU, not to be confused with Roger and Pete. Yeah, double nickel in the house. That's right. Rub them together. What do we get? A pair of nickels. That's what. Because that's all I could do. But so seriously though, I found out that another friend of mine from high school is dying, and I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm going to sound really melancholy here, but a lot of my friends, I don't know about you guys out there. Hey, how you doing? But a lot of my friends are either very, very sick or near death or have died. I was quickly conversing that with my mom earlier today, and I'm just like, what the hell? Is it in the water? Is it something? I mean, I don't get it. I just don't. But I'm praying for her. I really, really am. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's Florida, though. What can you say? Although I'm assuming that when they had Hurricane Ian, no one played the Scorpions on the radio. Wouldn't it be half funny if the Scorpions would have showed up during Hurricane Ian and they like, we are the Scorpions. This is Close Mine. We're gonna sing, and you hear the cops going, "Rock you like a," and Claw's like, "Well, what the fuck? What do we sing now?" I know that was the shittiest Claw's Main impression. Do you know? I got to tell you, my friend Mike DeBolt. Yeah, I'm calling him out because he never watches this. Mike DeBolt in Northwest Illinois. He looked like Claus Main from the Scorpions in the late '80s, and I used to get him for that. I'd call him, "Hey, Claus," and he'd go. Let's see. We weren't hit that hard in North Florida. That's what she said. Hey, Craig. Yes, rest in peace, Loretta Lynn. I'm telling you. Right. That 90, she had a very long career. There was there was an interesting clip. I did not know that she was on Sesame Street once. Seriously, with the Count. And they did a little number together. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, I thought that was kind of cool. I also think what was kind of cool was that Jack White took involvement. I know it was in at least one record of hers, right? Or did he do two? I'm trying to remember because I know it was her, and he did Wanda Jackson's last album. So he had old school respect for the country ladies. Yes, he did. And I like Jack White. You know what? I'll tell you, there's very few people of the current, what I call current musical generation, that I would love to have a one-on-one with. And Jack White's one of them. I would love to just pick his brain. I'd love to talk to him about old school stuff, and then, the continued resurgence of the Family of Roast. Thank you, Walrus. That's right. That was what I was looking for. Noggin's not working good today, guys. I got a stupid cold. Okay. That's what the hell it is. Us men, I know when we get colds, we act like babies. Shanny Annie had to put up with me last night and this morning, but, which we'll get to that fun event though, too, in a minute. No, not the, that didn't sound right, but I know where I'm going on this. Trust me, you 17 people, and I'm glad you're here. We will try to make this captivating and entertaining for all of you. Yeah, well, that's the thing, though, right? Is that Loretta Lynn and Wanda Jackson, and how it's wonderful how he got that in so that he could make those records. Now, I have heard a little bit of Van Leer Rose, and I like it. I just don't happen to have it. I know it's on CD and vinyl. I've seen it on those formats, and I'll probably just end up doing that. Let's see here. Day Tripper, what do we have? He says here, to tell you the truth, I'm looking forward to the fall and winter because for 5 months here in Phoenix, it's brutal. We're finally out of the triple digits, and I'm loving it. There's my Don Adams. You know what? Let me throw a name out here, Day Tripper. Will you guys permit me a second? Because I want to bring something that's pretty Arizona-centric, okay, that I picked up. And I'm just about halfway done with this book. So maybe Tripper's going to know who I'm talking about, especially because he brought up Phoenix. I found this book about 2 weeks ago, and I'm about halfway through. So you Arizona and maybe a little bit of Nevada are going to get this, okay? We'll talk about the medical tests in a minute, Dave. Hang on a second. So, Tripper, do you know who Dave Pratt? I bet you know who Dave Pratt is. I don't know who Dave Pratt was until I started reading this book. It's called Behind the Mic. Dave Pratt and his Red Brigade, Red Army, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And this was in the book. And it says here it was Thomas Aldrich. You don't have the book anymore. I do. Remember number 143, Official Sex Machine with Dave Wild One Pratt, Red Rockin', 6 to 10 mornings on 98 KU PD. That was in the damn book. And I don't know. It's interesting, some of it. He talks about some old school rock. See, I'm glad that you knew who I was talking about. I don't know. I guess he, for, let's see, 1982, 81, 82, I think is when he started. And then 2008 is kind of when his contract got bought out, I guess, by, I don't know who was running the station. I know he went rock, country, all that other stuff. But, I mean, I don't know. The book's okay. Pratt probably is an all right guy. It's just, I don't know if I would have done some of the shit he did online, but then I guess, or excuse me, on the air, but you have to do crazy shit to be in radio, at least back then when you could get away with it. Radio's pretty 90% shit. There's some good college shows and things like that. Like later on, guys, in about 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, out of Syracuse, New York, Wax Museum with Ronnie Dark. Yeah, on WLUV FM Syracuse. You can look in it, tuned in and all this stuff. And I'm going to tell you, you will have a refreshing 3 hours of radio broadcast. And then after that is the Mike Adams is the DJ for the Night Owl Lounge, which from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Standard is all lounge and exotica music. So 4 hours of awesome fucking radio. I'm going to tell you something. The playlists for Ronnie and Mike's show, they are diverse. This once in a while they'll throw what he calls a ringer or two, but most of the time this is deep cuts from albums. You know, he'll go mid 50s to about the early 90s, and he'll play new music too. Wax Museum with Ronnie Dark, The Commander, and Night Owl. That's right, all three on the Wax Museum show, 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time in Syracuse, New York. Go look it up. So let's see here. I moved here in 2015. My brother moved here in 83. So yeah, he pretty wacky. Yes, it's the wacky morning zoo. Hey, it's the wacky morning. I could not do that. 10th caller gets front row Pink Floyd tickets if you can pick your nose all the way to your brain. Wacky morning zoo. Or how about this one? It's Dingo and the Baby. Dingo and the Baby. I love that from Family Guy. It's so fucked up. Okay, so basically, I got my results from my noggin test. Yes, I did. Doctor said I had a brain. If I only had a brain, as opposed to a few people, including running the government, that don't have one. See what I did there? But yeah, so supposedly, you know, what it really is I can tell you, I'm officially diagnosed as having ADD at age 55. Took to age 55 to be diagnosed for ADD. Look, a squirrel. So ADD, guys. If any of the 19 people I happen to be watching right now have ADD, you know, keep up the good fight. Okay. I'm supposed to be getting on some type of ADD medication for focusing. Where's Jackie? I feel stupid. You're gonna need to help me on that. I don't know where you're going on that. Yeah, ooh, something shiny. I've done that. Oh, do you have ADHD? Oh, ADHD. But so yeah, so I should be hopefully maybe getting on something new in the next week. Let's see, what else can I tell you? All right, I'm considering possibly trying out for Sven Guli's offshoot shows. You know, he's doing a talent search. I'm thinking about trying to do that. I've got an idea in my head, but the thing is they're only doing this in select cities, so I have to find out what city is the closest and see if it's viable. You know, I love Sven Guli. I've loved him since 1979 when he came on the air. He's one of the best horror hosts. Period. In case you people outside of Chicago don't know who that is, of course, he's been on MeTV since 2014, if I remember correctly. So on Saturday nights, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, after 2 hours of Three Stooges, you can watch MeTV. Oh, let's see. Look it up. It's kind of sad. There was a congresswoman who died in a car crash. Oh, shit. Yes. Okay, I did see the clip of that. Oh, look at you. You know what? You are one of my fave supporters. Yes, you are. Yeah, I saw the clip. In fact, if I remember correctly, I saw the clip courtesy of Sky News Australia, who I'm actually sub to. So if there's any Aussie people watching this show, yeah, I'm subscribed to Sky News because you know what? You guys over in Australia don't have... insulting truthfully what's going on here and all its fuckery. isn't going to come back and hopefully bite your ass over in Aussie. So let's see here. Yeah, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I'll tell you what I always thought was the perfect solution, ladies and gentlemen, considering we are going to be heading towards the 2024 presidential elections. Now, bear with me a second, because Psyko normally doesn't talk about politics, and I will leave it. I know you guys are dropping off here. You guys think I'm going to go do a hate fest on things. Just hang on a second and be patient with me. So I think the way things are, we can make cyborgs. We can make them. In the words of $6 Million Man, we have the technology. We can rebuild them. We have the technology. So I say we have Cyber Kennedy and Cyber Lincoln. We go off and we take because we have DNA samples. We take those DNAs and then we convert them into. Can you imagine Cyber Kennedy and Cyber Lincoln? And guess what? Because they're cyborgs, go ahead. Try to take them out with a shot to the head, because it's not going to work this time. Too soon? Too soon? Yeah, I know. I lost 4, but they'll come back in a minute or two when they find out I'm not like Rachel, who can go on and for about 30 minutes, hour and a half, or the welcome to pretentious jazz talk. I'm just shitting you. Can we get it? Oh, God. Okay, hang on a second. Let me see if I can do this in my Kennedy voice. I say there, can we get a Cyber Maryland? How about that? Did that work? Cyber Maryland. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. My favorite bombshells, Betty Page. God, I loved Betty Page. She exuded sexiness and tastefulness. She did. Unless you're going to go pull out those bondage photos, which, yes, I know about the riding crop and her being tied up. As this Svengoolie soundbite. Yeah. But you know, and of course, she is on the cover of the DLR Band, if you remember them from the 90s, which was David Lee Roth's solo album. Good one. You know, the good one with John 5 as the guitar player. Go look up for that album for DLR Band. I'm going to tell you, that's about as close as you're going to get at times to a David Lee Roth solo Van Halen vibe, because Roth knew how to pick guitar players. He most certainly did. But Slam Dunk, go listen to Slam Dunk and, you know, close your eyes and you'd think it was Eddie playing it. It sounds like a Van Halen outtake. Slam Dunk does. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But you know, it'll bounce off the side. But yeah, I know. There'll have to be some collateral damage. So I have some. Let me go backwards for a minute, please. I've got so much to talk about to you guys. I appreciate you being here in between the football games or whatever. Even if the crappy Vikings beat my crappy Bears. Now the Minnesota people will be leaving. So. Last Saturday, I went to go to a Comic-Con in Joplin, Missouri, and I met some really fine people. I really, really did. I met some fine people. I met some interesting people. I met some very cool cosplay people. I wish I had my T-shirt to show you, but I usually only wear one of 3 different T-shirts to a Comic-Con. But this one I wore was Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's a very old shirt, and it's the Mads, and it says "Push the button, Frank." Because I love that show. I do. But the reason why, and Donna Jo Cat Lady and her bestie Henry, and we all went, and her daughter, Donna Jo's daughter. We all went up there, and for 50% of the reason was because, as you guys know, I am an old school wrestling fan. I love wrestling. Not so much now, even though you will catch me watching AEW. Oh, the Steelers lost too. Good thing I'm not into sports, but had to hear about it because I'm stuck at work again. Fuck, Tyler. You're always stuck. Although, you know who'll be tearing in his beer will be Richard the Music Maniac, Richard Dolan. having a you know what, Seb? Just thanks for hanging around, okay? And cheers all the way to Norway, sir. It's really, it's really nice. I brought you up the other day to some of my friends in regards to the farthest proximity of audience, and I mentioned you specifically because you live all the way out there. I used to have somebody that actually would occasionally watch from Israel. Go figure. That one, and Japan was another one. Did the Jags lose? Shit, piss fuck. But hey, anybody? Did the Packers win? Because if they lost, at least I guess no, I guess I really don't have much ammo to get my Packer fans with because we lost too. So anyways, you know what? Thank you so much. It's always good to see you and hear you. Sub to him, please. He does really good broadcasts, especially if you're a night owl. He will do stuff in those overnight hours, So the thing is I went off and they were going to have the WCW wrestler. He was there from 1996 to 2001, and then he came back a little bit, I think, in TNA Impact, if I remember right. The Demon. That's right, the Demon, Dale Torberg. Okay. And so, I'm like, if you remember the Demon, if you watched wrestling, he looked like Gene Simmons from Kiss, because Kiss and WCW were in a loose partnership. They were going to end up making 4 wrestlers with the 4 Kiss personalities. Okay. So the first one, of course, was the Demon. Star Child was actually in development before they pulled the plug. So that's all I know about that. Although Dale had some experience in AWF, which I barely remember in the mid-90s being on select syndicated markets. AWF had a lot of old school WWF and WCW and a little bit of ECW wrestlers in the mid-90s. So it was kind of different, but didn't last too long. So anyways, I was there to go meet him, and I don't find out until I'm halfway into the convention that he had to postpone his appearance due to he could not leave because he was in Florida, kids, because of Ian. That's right, that little bastard Ian, Hurricane Ian, kept the Demon from coming to Joplin, Missouri. Mm-hmm. But I did meet an interesting gentleman, and the only hint that I will tell you is that he is involved business-wise with Billy Bob Thornton. Psyko is looking into possibly getting guests in the future. He's one of them that I think you guys would really, really love. He does deal with musicians and wrestling and everything. Why didn't they just ask you? Yeah, you know what? There would have been a match for you. I want to see Paul Stanley wrestle Vinnie Vincent in the Ankh Warrior outfit. Vinnie kind of is in hot shit again. Hot shit. But when is Vinnie not? Okay, I mean, if you're a Kiss fan or Vinnie Vincent fan, just give me a second here, okay? So, did Vinnie Vincent save Kiss? Not really, but he did inject a little bit of oomph. It was a combined factor. Vinnie is talented, no doubt about it. At least he was in the 70s to the early 90s, and then he's great with the fans, except that box set debacle. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go look up Vinnie Vincent box set scam. Sorry, but it is. I was this close to actually, and it was not cheap, but from what he was promising, it would have been worth it. I was this close to pulling the trigger, and I'm glad I didn't, because lots of people got scammed for money. They did. I think it was $100 back in the mid 90s, and $100 was nothing to sneeze at for common, us common folk. But today, there's a lot of things for October 9th. Today, 10 years ago, was when the last Kiss studio album came out, Monster. And I went off and I commented on my Facebook today that, even though Paul Stanley says that there's not going to be another Kiss record, studio, I should proclaim, because the Off the Soundboard series is out. I have heard several good things about the Des Moines 77 show. You want to go hear something from the Love Gun tour? Go get that. I may end up getting that eventually to review also. But excellent stuff there. But you know what? I mean, come on, 10 years. And back in 2012, if I remember correctly, the album and single both were in the top 10 in 2012. So you can't tell me that they couldn't do, and I suggested at least a Kiss EP. How about a strong EP? Like what McCartney 3 would be. I'm never going to let that go. Never. That's right. Happy birthday, John and Sean Lennon. 82, John would have been. At least Sean's still around. Anybody out there? Yeah, number nine. Anybody out there heard the new album Jude from Julian? If you have, let me know in the comments if it's any good. Paul also did a soul album. Well, yeah. Well, so did the rest of the Beatles. It was called Rubber Soul. See what I did there? But yeah, so you've got all that stuff. So here's where I'm finishing off on the Joplin story. I told you, ADD, I'm all over the place. So from the guy that is business-wise tight with Billy Bob Thornton, he had actually a handful of records. Look, it's Shanny Annie, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is. And so one of the things that I went off and I got, and it is $10. It's an EP. It's a 1983 reissue EP. Okay. They did a bunch of them in 83. This one here, of course, has got the Beatles 6 photo. But on these, you got Help, I Need You, Ticket to Ride, and The Night Before. Nice and minty from 83. Here, I'm going to do something here. But yeah, so that was that and a oh God, hang on a minute. I'll post her a little bit there. Yes, that's right. Shanny goes off and says, "Don't even start with Billy Bob Thornton with me. I know the story about this." Oh no, not fucking Mr. Holt. Mr. Holt is her mom's dog. I'm going to buy me a dog. Yeah, gonna have it now. There you are. If anybody wants to come up. So let's see. How about some shout outs? I was on Rachel's stream last week, and so I have to give a shout out to Mr. Jim Kaplan. Mr. Jim Kaplan from Record Collector News. That's right. Record Collector News out of Glendale, California. I asked him about this old Monkees issue, which I was so glad that he sent to me along with the new Elton issue, because he's a rocket man and Shani Yanni's granddaughter loves Elton and wanted to marry him.
Yep, she had the ring. And then when I told her he was already married, she's like, that's okay. We can still be friends. Oh, hi.
And now we get
Hey,
this
Paul, how
gentleman
are you?
here. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I look like I have an alien neck.
Oh, stop. Stop.
Boo, 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 boo. The pork roast turned out okay.
Oh, you ended up making it.
Yeah, I did. But you know, I tried to find a song to tie that together with. I couldn't find one. So out there in your publicity people, do y'all know any songs that go with a pork Boston roast?
Yes, you could go off and you
Fat
take a
bottom
picture
girls.
of it.
Fat bottom
You
girls,
take
you know.
fat bottom. Yeah, you either that or you could take a picture and underneath it in the audio you hear Blue Oyster Cult's Burning for You.
Okay, first of all, I would never burn a pork roast.
I was trying to be cute. I wasn't trying to be insulting.
Not happy. No, not if you insult my cooking skills.
I love your cooking skills. Don't yell at me.
I'm burning for you.
Well, it's either okay. It's either that or pigs
like I
from
said,
Pink
fat bottom
Floyd.
girls. Fat bottom girls.
They make the rock and roll go round.
They do.
Oh, look here you go. He goes, "Oh, Boston, you're my home."
Oh, here's my mama.
Hi.
She just said, "Hey, that's all."
That's it. That's it from Charlotte. So one last thing I'll show from Record Collector News, and then you know what? We'll go off and talk about what happened last night. Yes. He also sent me a Dr. Demento bumper sticker. I love Dr. Demento. I haven't seen him or heard of him in a long time. Wind up your radio with Dr. Demento. Thank you, Jim Kaplan from Record Collector News. So
I haven't got the opportunity to tell your fan base about what happened to me with Roy D. Mercer because I want him to acknowledge it, and it happened. I didn't make it up.
I know you didn't. Anybody know who Roy D. Mercer is? Mention in the comment, because I do.
Oh, I got pork roast stuck in my teeth.
Better than something else.
That's questionable. That's questionable. But yeah, I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. There's some albums that we need to discuss. The MSG. Apparently it's not mine. The ex says it's his.
Uh-oh.
It's like, no.
I'm gonna have to look. I'm not gonna promise.
He left it behind, all right? Okay, look. Anybody who cares about Michael Shankner Group and you leave an album behind, sorry. Right? Sorry. Too bad. It's my album now, and I have passed it along to somebody who appreciated it, who didn't leave it in a place that was questionable. Hey, you, mister, what do you have to say about Michael Shankner? You?
She's talking to you, Mason.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm multitasking here. I'm working with some Audacity stuff here.
Well, stop multitasking. We're on Psycho's platters right now. Focus.
That's right. She's
Okay.
asking you about Michael Schenker.
Honestly, I've never even heard of that name.
Oh God, Jesus.
Now, Shannon, hold on a minute. He
Nope.
is known as being one of the biggest Beach Boys fans. If he's 21. That's
Oh,
his thing.
That makes freaking sense. All right. Well, all right. You be the Beach Boys fan. Get some education on real rock and roll. Michael Schenker group. He was before the Scorpions. You remember the
Oh, I have heard of them.
Scorpions?
Yes, I have heard of them. Yes.
Okay. Michael
They have
Schenker
that
was
very
part of-
controversial album cover.
Yes, they do. He wasn't around for that one though. That was Eulia John Roth played on that one. He's talking about Virgin Killer. Keep going. Mm-hmm.
No, somebody fill me in. Somebody educating me for a change.
It depends on what you want educated.
Well, it is about Psycho's platters. It is about
But
vinyl.
It's the sum of the parts. That's why I like having people on here, because everybody's got stories to tell.
Okay, well, I broke one of these off in his butthole last night. But anyway.
Again?
Yep. Feel up there. You might find it. Anyway,
Yows.
we went to go see wrestling last night. RASSLIN. That's wrestling. Okay, so in amongst that stuff, I broke down in my mom's 1983 GMC pickup truck. Ooh, what the hell is it? Ooh, I'm not even sure what that. Probably left over from last night. Anyway, see, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, that one song that they played, it wasn't Slipknot. It was like somebody from 20 years ago who sounded like
There's someone I've
Slipknot.
heard of, Slipknot. I know them.
Pardon?
I know Slipknot.
You do not know Slipknot? What's their names? What's their names?
I mean, I know of some songs.
Okay, well. All right, I don't even know what to say at this point. The fact you don't know their names and you're of your age, you're going to make me cry that you don't fucking know who Slipknot is, what their names are. I'm just going to have to cry.
Just remember, don't cry out loud. Keep it inside and learn how to hide your feelings. I'm Melissa Manchester, your ass.
If you ever Melissa Manchester my ass again, it's over. It's done. Yeah, you better. Don't cry out loud. Just keep it inside. Yeah, we're what's your name, Mason? Yeah, we're forever searching for the Beatles album that is in my grandma's house somewhere. It's probably in an album cover that we can't find. So we need to both get cross-legged and sit there in front of my grandma's album cases and look for it, because he has the cover, but we can't find the album.
Yeah, which Beatles album is it?
The only one that matters, bitch.
Oh, Revolver. That'd be Revolver then. The only one that matters, Revolver.
Oh boy, here we go. No, introducing the Beatles on VJ, but it's the version 1. It's version
Okay.
one.
Oh, version one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a rare finding. Yes, that and
Yeah.
well, really, both versions of introducing the Beatles are rare findings, as well as a
And
Yesterday and Today picture
he
picture.
has the cover, but the album that was in there was not the album. But what was it, Paul? What was it? I'm sorry. What was it, Psycho? What was it inside that album cover? What was it?
Tom Jones.
Oh dear Lord.
But that's not unusual.
That's not unusual. Love by anyone.
I mean, I like Tom Jones as an artist, but like, how do you screw up that bad to put a Tom Jones record in a Beatles album cover?
Because you're like 93 and you're my grandma.
Yep, that's right.
Hey, she's hot for 93 though. Right, Paul? Yeah.
Wait a second. I've only seen one photograph of her. Don't throw me under the bus on this. I only seen one photograph, and it was a basic photograph.
Well, she's cuter than Mr. Holt.
Yes.
Wait, okay. You have to remember that my mom is my mom and my grandma is my grandma. My mom is hot, but, different from grandma.
Because all I got is a photograph, and I realized you ain't coming back anymore. See, I just threw Ringo out there now. See?
Yeah, that's a great song, but I can name a couple from that album that are just a little bit better, like "I'm the Greatest" or "6 O'clock."
I like 6 o'clock. How about this one, Shaddy?
Let's just sing something.
Brennan. He says, Shanny reminds me of Eileen Brennan for some reason today.
What?
Well,
Eileen. I wear better makeup than Eileen. Oh, okay. My feelings are hurt. I'm over it.
Oh, hang on. Here's what Dave says about your grandma.
Whatever. Yeah, y'all all want to fuck my grandma. Come on, Mr. Holt. Let's go. That's it. We're out. Y'all can't even talk like that about us. That's my mom. Yeah. Talk about my grandma. Talk about a liquor cabinet and ain't got no liquor in it.
Liquor is quicker.
Okay, sorry I interrupted your program. I'll just sit back, shut up, and look pretty now.
You look pretty all the time, though, but you're not interrupting.
No, okay, we're good.
So Mike is going off and saying jokingly that Shanny, she was the one who ran the carousel in the Sting.
Tell him he better shut his mouth.
Uh-oh, Mike. In the words of Jethro Tull, skating away on thin ice on a new day. That's what's happening here.
Okay. Well,
I almost forgot about the Sting. I haven't seen that since that first came out.
Carry on, my wayward sons.
That's right.
Oh, that's Kansas.
True.
There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
She is one of the biggest fans of Supernatural that I know.
If you don't know, wait. Okay, so my mom woke me up this morning at 4:30 with a bad dream. Okay. I was at a friend's house, staying the night after we went and saw wrestling. And at 53 something years old, to have your mom call you at 4:30 in the morning and be so afraid, and you don't think of Supernatural, of Sam and Dean and what they went through in the whole show, then I don't want to know you. I mean, isn't that harsh? I mean, to see Sammy and Dean and have a brother and a sister and go through those kind of things, and have your parent who really has no clue about Sammy and Dean. Ouch. Yeah, cut myself a couple of times.
Oh no.
Yeah, fixing the truck. But to have them go through that with you, it's harsh, And to see my mom, if you knew, to have her call me at 4:30 in the morning crying about dreams. And by the way, I'm a talented tarot reader, so you could share that with people who would be interested in that. But I'm a talented reader. And dude, are you in a motel room?
Oh no, this is just like the only place that I can like sit comfortably on these stream stuff, because I have a chair over there, but it's very uncomfortable to sit in.
I was gonna say it looks like a Motel 6, but oh, see? All right, somebody's here. Do you know what happens when somebody's here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Holt is the guard dog, barking, yapping guard dog of the shanty house.
It's Grandma.
It's Grandma. That would like shock the hell out of everybody.
It's Trina.
Ah, Trina.
I think it's Trina. Trina. Oh, no,
it's an imposter, Trina. Nope.
No.
Our next guest, it's Tattoo Pit.
Your next guest is, come here.
You're not me?
Billy Bob Thornton. Swizzle Stick McGee. Hi.
You're live on YouTube.
For what?
I don't know who you are. And you don't know who I am.
And Christy, what are we doing? What is this for?
This is so captivating, enthralling television right now, ladies and gentlemen. You 11 people are privileged as everybody leaves.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
No, not bored. Just a little preoccupied with doing some Audacity work.
The audacity of it all, sir.
No, I'm doing a cool project, Paul. Because thanks to a thing called Vinyl Archivist's files that he sent me way back in the day, okay. I'm taking some Beatles stuff from the mono set and transferring it from FLAC to MP3 so it would be compatible with iTunes.
Okay, y'all carry on that conversation because I have company.
And I just lost my source.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt y'all. Y'all carry on.
It's all right. I'll talk later. Thank you for coming up.
I do want to know how to reach out to you because I have a friend who's got a bait shop, Saltwater Johnny's, that's in Avoca, and
No, this is about albums and records.
We're about to take it on the road. Well, I had no idea. See, that's what I asked.
Wait, it's a food truck? Is it a food truck?
No, it's a bait and minnow.
Oh. Not the SS Minnow. Oh, God, I'm not going on one of your 3-hour tours. No, I'm not.
Hey,
but I'll be glad to
she
play your
doesn't know
music.
you don't know how to fish, damn it. She doesn't know that.
Sure, I do. Lots of things of mine swim upstream. I got ya. I got you. I hooked you on that one.
I'd have to agree to that.
Okay. We're going to talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.
Just remember, once bitten, twice shy, babe.
What? Yeah, you better get a trailer.
Off the album Hooked from Great White.
Yeah,
See
you
what
better
I
get
did
a
there?
trailer.
I didn't know it was about music. I apologize.
Nothing to apologize about. I'm sorry. So sorry.
Wait. You know the words of the Eagles, right?
Oh,
On a
no.
dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair.
See, I
One
always sing it
sail
cool.
of solitas rising up to the air. Up
Oh, I
ahead
love the
in the
Eagles.
distance, we saw a simmering light.
The
My
Eagles
head
are gonna
grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. Yep, that's all you get.
Hey,
You got to
that's
pay for the rest of it, bitches.
some
Only here are you I'm sorry. So sorry. Wait a minute. Sorry seems to be the hardest word, especially when it comes to these broadcasts. I love you guys. As they're like, well, if you love us, you wouldn't subject us to this. I lost half my audience. I
so,
lost half of them.
Paul, who was that? She was interesting. Who was that?
The one that the original before the other one came on.
Yeah.
That's mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, congratulations.
Thank you. Very happy. Very, very happy. One of these days, she was on a show quite some time back and explained some of her musical background. She originally from, she originally was from Northwest Arkansas, but was in the area of Austin, Texas for a while. So I think in the 80s, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that, though. So you're flipping your Audacity files from the mono box set to go from FLAC to a wave, or the other way around?
No, from FLAC to MP3, so that I could put them on iTunes.
Okay.
For streaming on the go.
Gotcha. Encore. Yeah, you don't want an encore. Yeah, well, you know what? I try. Okay, I do, and that's the people that are up here, that you guys out there. You guys help to make the damn show. It ain't all me. You know what, sir? Not discussing that. Okay, I'm just not, because just do the whole day by day thing.
Yeah, right now, it's not like when she was kind of calling me out there. It's not like I wasn't listening. I was multitasking and in Audacity, working on those files.
We're just giving you shit. She does the same thing like I do. She just does it differently. That's all.
And yes, I do know. I know enough about Slipknot to know that I like one song by them, but I don't know the band members' names.
That's okay. You know what? I don't know every band member's name from every band. I'm not that good. Good God. You know, it's something else, I'll tell you. So let's see here. Since you're doing this Audacity thing, yeah, see, she was just playing with you, Mason. That's all. She was just playing with you. But thankfully enough, not like the way she plays with me. I'm teasing.
Yes, here we go. 1910 Cowboys are in the lead. Let's go.
So let's see. Since you're doing this Audacity stuff, I'm going to show some more things. I got some records. I also have some CDs and other things. But first, let's talk about 2023. 2023 isn't here yet, but it's going to be here close enough.
Yeah. If
and a
we
lot
live
of you
through
people,
2022.
yeah, a lot of you people out there, I don't know. Do you have wall calendars, guys? Do you have wall calendars? Because I'm going to tell you, this is going to sound like a commercial, so bear with me. I just received this literally last night. It was waiting for me on my doorstep after we came back from wrestling. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is available and for sale right now. The last, this is sad, the last calendar that they will make. This is volume 20 of classic. I'm gonna make myself big a minute. This deserves it. Classic blues artwork from the 20s. This is John Tefteller and Blues Images. And if you know who John Tefteller is, good for you, because he is one of the best buy, sell, trade dealers from the state of Oregon. He has been around for a very long time. He tries to chase after these impossible 78s, especially in the blues genre. Gives you an overlay of the 12 months. And then what you have, let's see here. I like Blues Images presents Volume 20, 1920s to 50s Blues Classic CD, which I'll show you that in a minute, but it shows you Paramount Records. And boy, does that look like an acetate? Yes, it does, because it is of Beat You Doing It from Edith North Johnson. You have a nice little cover that explains things and shows you bits of the artwork. You also have on the back, gives you more detail. Here's your CD, 20 excellent tracks. So you've got people like Henry Thomas, Joshua White, Bessie Smith, Funny Paper Smith, unreleased Funny Paper Smith, Blind Blake, Ida Cox, Papa Charlie Jackson, Ma Rainey, Texas Alexander, Charlie Patton, Brother Full Bosom, Playboy Fuller. He's on here a few times, unreleased and alternate takes. You're talking about stuff from the 50s. The unreleased Funny Paper Smith is from 1930, recorded in Chicago. You've got here's another unreleased. Irene Scruggs with Little Brother Montgomery, recorded in Grafton, Wisconsin in September 30. St. Louis Woman Blues. Test take, by the way. Some very cool stuff from 34, unreleased. Ain't Gonna Worry My Life Anymore from Memphis. Willie Borum, recorded in 1934 in New York City. Get this calendar. You get this. It's the only way you can get it. 5 of these tracks unreleased. The rest of them are from the most prestige, minty, cleanest copies that they can find. And it's sad that this is the last calendar. So no more after this will be made. John Tefteller, like I said, is known as a 78 collector. Oh, he also is a Marx Brothers collector. He, if I remember correctly, he even got to interview Groucho. I think he might have even had some minor involvement with Groucho. What's the website, Paulie? Let's see here. Give me a second. It is bluesimages.com, or put in John Tefteller in your Google. That didn't sound right. And that'll put you right to getting that calendar and the CD. I will be doing a review of that, hopefully within the next week, 10 days, roughly.
Well, I gotta notice something right off the back.
Hmm.
Have you had a change in your internet provider? Because you're looking good. Like really sharp picture.
Thank you, and I will tell you the God's honest truth. Okay, this is the truth. And I know this sounds really stupid, but this is the truth that appears to me. Yes, Tefteller, Mike. Exactly the way you got it spelled. John Tefteller, Grants Pass, Oregon. Since my son no longer lives here with me, he had multiple devices attached. He had a Xbox, a PS4, and something else. And of course, if he wasn't on them, they were still connected. And I think it could have really thrown. Now, the internet here isn't perfect, but it has improved a lot.
Yeah, because you're still kind of freezing up a little bit here and there, but like it's very stable now compared to what it was.
Eventually, I need to get a new laptop. I know, of course, I probably should get a desktop. It'd be more preferable, but I'm sorry. I like being portable. So, yeah.
I'm kind of considering maybe getting a MacBook.
Oh, there you go. You're right. You're right. I mean, Mike, that's why you got Groucho there. It was his birthday recently. But here's the thing. You want to know, I'll tell people about the Marx Brothers. There's some updates, and maybe Tefteller will have a little bit about this. He's got a book that he's working on. I think, if I remember correctly, it has to do with the You Bet Your Life radio shows. Okay. And if I remember correctly, he found some that were previously lost. So that's one thing right there. Another thing that supposedly within the last 2 years, they found the original film trailer for Horse Feathers, which supposedly was lost to the mists of time. Surprise, it's there. So, no, I'm not a genius. I just spread the word of really good stuff. That's what it is. But I will tell you, the shipping is a little bit of a bitch on this calendar, okay? But it's still worth it. It's going to be worth it even after 2023 is over with. And he also has volume 1 CD is sold out, but you go all the way back to volume 2. And the CDs, if I remember right, are $8.95 or $9.95. So there's a lot of good old school stuff. There's a website that lists every instance where Harpo either sings, whispers, or seizes. That's kind of funny. I do think that's kind of funny. All right, so let's see. I did get some vinyl finds, but the story behind this is I have dealt with a gentleman, a very nice gentleman, who for the moment I will remain nameless because we are not finished yet with our dealings. But a very nice gentleman, nevertheless, who his main hobby is sports collecting, whether it be baseball cards, memorabilia, signed stuff. So I sold him some signed sports books, and basically as an added bonus to the money that was received, I got to look through about 3 big plastic Rubbermaid totes full of records. I'm not going to lie, 80% of it was gospel or Manavani. And so I just ended up, I mean, this was the freebie part, whatever I wanted out of here. And a lot of these are, well, not every one of them, but a lot of them are minty. So I found this very cool kids record that I've never seen before. And I normally don't go for kids records, all right? But some of them I think are very interesting. Hang on a second. This one here, though, from 1962 on Peter Pan Records, the original TV adventures of Lariat Sam as seen daily on Captain Kangaroo, featuring Dayton Allen and the original TV soundtrack voices. Here's the front, here's the back. It also says in the corner, free gift enclosed, trick or puzzle included with this record. Well, obviously the trick or puzzle isn't here anymore. Now, if the name Dayton Allen does not sound familiar to you, that's okay. One of the other voices he did was for Deputy Dog. If you remember the cartoon, the old school cartoon, Deputy Dog, that's Dayton Allen. He did a lot of other stuff too. I'm just giving you an example. But on Peter Pan Records, most of the time, if I'm looking for kids' records, it'll be Disney, certain Disney, by the way. Almost every Disney album I've ever come across, though, has looked like it's been trampled on by an elephant. I have never come across even a VG plus Disney record when the old school stuff, even some of those Annette records. If you find a near minty Annette record, you got the needle in the haystack, because, like I said, most of them are god awful destroyed. I want to say it's a VG plus, between VG plus and near mint, of Annette with the Beach Boys. You know what I'm talking about for this one, Mason?
Yeah, Monkey's uncle.
Very good. With the picture sleeve. I have
that is their only collaboration, to my knowledge.
Yes. Yep. And so I've got that, and that's about as close as I'm going to get to a really nice near minty Disney record. Okay. So the other one, of course, that I'll look for is for what's called Hanna-Barbera Records, otherwise known as HBR. Now HBR did, I happen to have, one of these days I'm going to do in fact, if I'm going to do a contest thread, forewarning, that's maybe what the contest is going to involve. It's going to be TV shows, cartoons, that kind of stuff. Okay. So the thing is I happen to have a near minty on Hanna-Barbera. I've got a, oh my God. Huckleberry Hound and not Snagglepuss. The Cat in the Overcoat with the Mouse. I cannot remember what the hell the name of that cartoon was, but it's the voices of those two doing an adventure together. But they also cut some interesting mid-'60s pop. Danny Hutton pre-Three Dog Night. He does Roses and Rainbow on HBR Records as a 45 and at an album. You also have groups like the Guillotines and the Five Americans were all on HBR Records. So that's another one that's always kind of sort of in demand. Here's a true story that so this goes back 10 years ago. I could not believe I found this half buried in a bookcase in the outskirts of town. The original, no, not Jinx the Cat. I know who Jinx is. That's like I said, he looks like he's a private eye, the cat does, okay? And he's got a mouse that also has a private eye coat too, not Top Cat. So I feel stupid. If I could get to the album, because I don't know where it's at right now. Next time, hopefully. So, and they were having this big ass sale because they were trying to clear out. In fact, I think it was before they moved to the new location. They said 10 cents a piece on the albums. 10 cents a piece. I don't know. Maybe that could be right. Something in Minute Mouse. And I pull out a near mint copy on Colpix from 1962 of the Jetsons soundtrack. That thing is high dollar. Would you believe that, Mason? In that condition, I couldn't believe it. It maybe looked like it was played once or twice. And I'm going, what the heck? So Yeah, it doesn't look like Astro chewed it or Rosie went and played it on her robotic record player arm. Let's see here. So, you like Herb Alpert? This has nothing to do with Herb Alpert. I only got this because it's his competition, and it's a generic looking cover, which I think is funny. The Mexicali Brass theme from the Green Hornet, 1967 on Crown Records. Oh, yes. Who, if I had $1 for every damn time I've seen a Crown record, but look though, see, it's called Green Hornet Light. And she's smiling too, by the way. He's got that gun. I don't know if I'd be smiling if I were you, unless, I don't know. And then, of course, you got on the back here, it says, the best high-quality record valued today. And we got for albums, we have theme from Moldfinger. Moldfinger, he loves only mold. Which, by the way, October 6, 1962. What's the significance, Mason? 2 different things happened on that same day. What?
Hold on, Paul. Say again. What? Say again.
On October 6th, 1962, 2 things debuted that were major in the world. They both started that day in most of the people's eyes, and it was from England, and it went, what were those 2 things? October 6th, 1962. Don't look it up.
Well, it's one of them certainly wasn't the release date of Surfing Safari, as that came out actually on October of the 1st.
England.
Of that year. So
this is both England-centric, but it affected the world.
Well, I guess Love Me Do is one of them. Yes.
Mike, and you got that one. That is correct. Love Me Do. With Andy White on drums. Not that Andy White.
Well, what I'm saying, Paul, is I heard you say October 62, so I started thinking, okay, probably Beach Boys Surfing Safari. But then I hear 6th. I'm like, no, their release was the 1st.
Okay, you're correct on the one. The second thing, released October 6th, 1962. Vic Flick played that guitar very well on that theme. Anyone? The 6 people I have left, anyone? Do 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 do. That's right. It's Bond. James Bond. Dr. No came out. The first Bond movie came out on
really?
October 6th,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
1962. So you've got the Beatles and Bond both coming out on the same day.
Speaking similarly of that, on the in the film Help by the Beatles, they kind of had kind of like a Bond theme going there with some of the stuff there.
Let's see. So other than the theme from Moldfinger, you got the Ink Spots, If I Didn't Care. If I Didn't Care. All on quality Crown record. A lot of tribute albums they used to do. The Memory of Hackshaw Hawkins. Yep, Hackshaw Hawkins. Dead in the same plane crash as Patsy Cline. In that plane crash, did she fall to pieces? Only inquiring minds want to know. Too soon? Too soon. And also Jonah Jones and Etta Jones and Earl Father Hines. How about that for an album on Crown? Mr. Ray Charles did an album for Crown. And what UK early 60s pop group got their first record release on Crown Records? Go figure. This is so weird. They made an album. Boy, oh boy. I'll give you this much of a hint, Mason. When Atco put out the Ain't She Sweet LP, they only had 4 songs, and then they had to fill it with a studio group. When MGM released the My Bonnie LP, they also had to do the same thing. So when this 5-piece, there's from Manchester, England, put out this album on Crown, there's only 2 songs. The rest of it is all these other known, not so known English groups. And the 45 of that album is not on Crown. It's on Congress Records, which was the same label that would have Shirley Ellis, The Name Game, Squirrely, or later on The Flying Machine with James Taylor. But we're speaking 1964 for this LP. But they
Wait. James Taylor was in The Flying Machine?
Yes,
Was he there for Smile a Little Smile?
No, it was before that. So, but this group started in I got my. It's not. I apologize. It's not Manchester. That's on me. Okay, Psycho still kind of had the brain fog. It's Tottenham. That's it. And it started in 1958. They originated in 58. They became a 5-piece by 1962. And you know what? I was when their later albums, I was glad all over that they went and released them. And I'll tell you, even though sometimes towards the end of their career, they released in bits and pieces. Look at you. I knew someone was going to come up with the correct answer. That's right. But on Crown Records, it says here, the original recordings from London, England, although that's a little bit of a fib. But it was Chiquita and In Your Heart was the only 2 tracks on Crown for Dave Clark 5. Yeah, just because, right? I love it. You guys are
Paul,
great. Yes, sir.
Dinner is calling, so I'm afraid I will have to bounce.
Ooh, what's dinner?
Thank you for having me on. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
But I'm going to go and get going. Take care, everyone.
Thanks
once
for
again,
coming up, Mason.
Yeah, anytime.
You take care and have a great week.
Yeah.
Oh man, yes, very good. The 5-piece gave it away. Yeah, because there wasn't there. The only other 5-piece, but not from Tottenham, of course, would have been the Stones and the Moody's. Moody's were 5-piece. Hang on. I know. I hope I'm not boring you guys too much. I'm multitasking myself here differently, though. So let's see. I'm about half done with the vinyl. I'll probably wrap this up in about 10, 15 minutes. Paul, I just started preheating my oven when you came on, so I better go make my pizza before it thaws. Yeah, no keysing. Peace, shalom, all that other stuff. Have a good night. Indeed, sir. Indeed. But so I go off, and sometimes I don't normally get this kind of stuff, but I ended up finding this album, Louis Prima and Keely Smith from I Take Manhattan fame, together. If they were married, if I remember correctly, this was on Dot. From 86. I really didn't care for Linda Ronstadt when she got to this point, but for sentimental reasons. This one decently shaped. This next one here I know is not original, but it's a early 70s MCA Rainbow Press, but Elton John. Okay. Very good album for that. And then I got for my son here, Christmas, the Johnny Cash family. He likes Johnny Cash. So that's going to go to him. Oh, here's one from the 50s or early 60s. Bilko Marches. Oh, Phil Silvers You knew I wasn't going to let this just sit there in the bin. No. I'll tell you. No, I can't let Sergeant Bilko stay there. No. Yes. On Promenade Records. It says here, Phil Silvers is Sergeant Bilko on CBS. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You're right, too. You're right. I found a place that actually has a Ronstadt autograph. I may have to go back and get it if it's still there, I hope, to add that to my collection. I just didn't have enough money to do it. And then I don't know. I ended up picking up this. This was in the shrink. The early recordings of Jim and Jesse McReynolds with Larry Roll, a bluegrass classic recorded in 1951 but not released till 77. I don't know. And then lastly, Welcome to Columbia Country. This is on CBS, of course. 20 great country stars, 20 great country performances. Sorry, I'm hearing like noise outside. But it's got Johnny Cash, of course, Flatt and Scruggs, Stonewall Jackson, Ray Price, Marty Robbins, and it's on a 2i, and it looks really, really nice, actually. Jeez, I think, yeah, it's minty. The record's minty. How nice. So that's going to go to my son, too. I'm almost ready to wrap this up, just about, but I want to leave you a couple things here that I'm planning on doing future music reviews on, okay? So I know this is going to sound like a commercial, but Talk Shop Live, ladies and gentlemen, for these two, Talk Shop Live, if I remember correctly, there still is availability for these items. Chicago has got their new album out, Born for This Moment. I've heard several tracks off of it. It kind of goes back to the 70s sound, and I kind of like it. There's still 3 original members, Robert Lamb and company. And if you get it through Talk Shop Live, you get a signed insert. These are from the 3 original members left. Yes, no extra charge. No extra charge. The shipping is a little bit, but no extra charge. And then this next one was kind of a crapshoot because I guess I must have missed the cutoff on this, but it's Sammy Hagar in the Circle, Crazy Times. It's signed by Sammy himself, but if you caught it early enough, Mike Anthony also would have signed it. Missed it by that much, but I didn't have a Sammy Hagar CD autograph. I do have a Sammy autograph though. And then lastly, if you like Firefall, I reviewed their last album, Comet, from 2020, and this gentleman plays guitar. He wrote, I think, 5 or 6 of the songs on this album, especially one that really hit me in the feels. Okay, but we'll be talking about Mr. Gary Jones and his album Lucky Man, which just gonna be. I'm really looking forward to listening to this. He even kindly sent me a small note too. And the only notable appearance so far that I've seen is Jack Sunred, who was in Poco on and off since 1985. So he'll be on that LP. So all that stuff is coming up soon. I'm kind of behind on the reviews, but I'm trying to play catch up here. I appreciate everybody being on here. To the 4 of you that are left, thanks a bunch. I think like the next football game is on now, if it's not already, mixed with other things. But like I said, I wanted to do one of these, and I wanted to thank Mason and Shani Yanni for coming up and being guests up here. And I want to thank the Peanut Gallery, of course. All of you are detrimental in parts of the show. Without you guys, I'm nothing, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hopefully I will kind of start feeling better. It'd be really nice. I know I will. It just takes time. A lot of vitamin C, zinc, all that other stuff, right? And then, I don't know, hopefully Monday or Tuesday, I'll go maybe do a little bit of vinyl finds. That would be kind of nice, right? let's see. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else to tell you before before I get off of here. There's a free concert in West Siloam Springs, Oklahoma, near me. Marshall Tucker Band. So it's really Doug Gray, but they put on a really good show. Tucker does. It's the 50th anniversary tour for Tucker. They're doing it this year. So can't you see? Yeah, can't you see? I heard it in a love song. I know I'm being rotten, but I met Doug Gray about 15 years ago. Really nice gentleman. But yeah, he's in there. Chris Hicks, that was in the 80s Outlaws, the 80s version of the band, the Outlaws, and B.B. Borden, drummer for Mother's Finest, Molly Hatchet for 2 seconds, and then, like I said, Tucker. So they're all in the lineup in this one here that's touring. So I know they're pretty fan-friendly. Hopefully I can maybe try to get some stuff signed. That would be really, really nice. So until next time, guys, okay? Thank you. Take care of yourselves because you're the only one you got. I love you guys, and just rock on. And remember, I'm always powered by coffee each and every time, damn it.